Hip-Hop Station is Hot 107.9. Your Dirty J Nick Slides got the radio.
DJ Cash, the Fly Haitian Kid, I'm in the building.
You just now tuning in, man. You know, we always have famous people, and we always get them on a, you know what I'm saying, get the interviews first and all that type of good stuff. We got a ATL legend, living legend, been doing this thing for a long time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might know him as City Boy, but we call him 2 Chainz now. He's in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Chainz, what it do, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to see you doing radio. I'm saying you a big dog, so a lot of big dogs don't do radio no more, man.
I agree.
I appreciate it.
I gotta do it in my hometown though.
Got to. So tell me about this. How important is this 5th studio album for you?
I think it's very important for me, man. It's been a journey. I think I'm somebody that's put here to kind of inspire people. That's one of my callings, you know. I don't think I'm better than anybody, but I just feel like I can motivate somebody to do something, or the impossible. If you just feel like somebody turn their back, or you're back against the wall, I'm that person. I'm that kind of go-to. You know, this is my 5th studio solo album. I did 2 full albums with Player Circle. When I was with DTP, I dropped 7 solo mixtapes before I got on. I don't know how many mixtapes since I've been on.
Right.
So it just don't stop, man. I try to stay busy. Like, you know, you talk about entrepreneurship, if you talk about TV looks, whatever it is, I just try to do good business with people.
But like, that's a lot of music, but in today's world, it isn't a lot of music. And you're still relevant. How does that happen? Because, you know, these new guys are dropping mixtapes every month.
Yeah,
it seems
it's not
like
sticking. If it don't stick, then that ain't about nothing, you know.
Right.
Quality or quantity.
Yeah, you know, and it's amazing if you can get quality and quantity. That's a very rare thing, but it can happen, you know.
So tell me this, your mindset, because I think I've been amazed every year that you came back with a new way to make some money. You know what I'm saying? I think that out of all the artists in Atlanta, I've been here for 14 years, you know what I'm saying? Here, you've been the one artist that constantly has his hands in everything from restaurants to clubs to selling sweatshirts, just bringing ideas to life and capitalize off everything that you create. How do you keep thinking of ideas? Like, where does that motivation come from as far as that?
I mean, honestly, and not even glorifying, I think some of those are just some trapping assets, things that you learn while you hustling. You know what I mean? Just how to make money selling anything, whether it's, you know, coming up with a funky name to get people to say, wow, I want to try this name, or coming up with a concept. Concepts always work for me. Concepts help me get my point across. If I can come up with a concept and then put everything under that umbrella of a concept, I'm able to paint a better picture. It helps me out, and I've always been someone that's driven off a concept, you know, with Pretty Girls Like Trap Music, like a thing that I thought I was, you know, when you have all these streaming services, when you have Spotify, Apple, Tidal, and all these things, they actually let you know a lot of data. They let you know how many, you know, fans, essentially like super fans, male, female, or whatever. So I felt I need to put something out that maybe close the gap between my male fan base and my female fan base. So that's why I even put the word Pretty Girls in it. And the rest was just about marketing, the pink stuff and everything. With this album, it being called Rapper Go to the League, that was more or less clickbait for people, because I know that that's something that if we haven't been told that, we've been showed that as you know, black youth, you know what I mean, sports, man, I want you to go to the league, I want you to make it, shorty, or rapping or singing. And we actually can do far the greater things, you know what I mean? Although I love sports and love rapping, my point of this album was to spread some game, each one teach one. Let's take care of each other, let's look out to each other, you know what I mean? Throw the pride out the window. And I just came with a different approach to how I wanted to represent myself on this project. And
speaking of concepts, like, if you're not backing up traffic with a trap house, or stopping up the, like, breaking the internet with a dabbing Santa shirt, or whatever it is you're doing, like
CEO,
right? Like the list goes on and on. Like, how do you come up with these concepts? Like,
I don't know. I have some of them I think of. I have a great team around me who pitches or might. I don't know. I get ideas from the craziest places. I'm online. I have a new iPad my wife bought me. I be on there. I get inspired by looking out the window. I don't drive that much, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm in the back, I like to look out the window, get ideas. I get ideas off ESPN sometimes. You know, I get ideas off the smallest things, and I figure out a way to implement certain ideas to me and my formula, you know what I'm saying? Make it mine, like make it me. And that's why, I don't know. That's just one of my things I like to do. I like to be creative. I always have, not just like painting or nothing, but just like thinking of creative things, even with my wordplay.
So what would you tell, like, just being an OG from Atlanta now, you know what I'm saying? What would you tell some of these young cats as far as just the importance of investing your money and really learning the game? Because I think, like, you are one of the artists that from Player Circle, you've been through the ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people could have gave up when you were with Chris and the DTP stage, but you kept pushing on, created your own brand and kept pushing through, kept making it. What would you tell some of these young cats just by having confidence in themselves and just pushing all the way through?
One thing about Atlanta, I don't think we lack the confidence. It's people here that are more confident than they are talented. We have a lot of confidence. You know, all you gotta do is like have some kind of sway, be dripping. You know, you dripping so hard, you think you better than the next person. But I think in Atlanta, the reason we've been winning the rap thing for so long is we continue to carry that torch, that Olympic torch. Like, ain't nobody dropped the torch yet. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, coming from the Outkast, the Tip, the Jeezy, the Gucci, the Me, the Future, the whoever, the Thugger, to the Lil Babies, the Keys, the Gunners. Like, everybody know how to hold a torch, man. And in Atlanta, as far as learning the game, I think we learning from each other. That's why I put this album. I think we actually, because ain't nobody teaching us the game. We got to teach each other, you know what I mean? So, like, from people that went through this previous experiences, you see younger cats coming up like, I don't think I want to go that way. I don't think I want to do this, you know what I'm saying? I seen the big homie, he wasn't happy about this situation or whatever. So in the city of Atlanta, I just know because I travel so much, we very different from other cities. We one of the blackest cities in the world. We one of the most confident cities in the world. We got a lot of small businesses that's on the rise, you know what I'm saying? And we support each other at any given time, at any given place. Somebody gonna want to do a verse or rap or something. You could just meet somebody in the middle of the gas station. They're gonna say, let's go to the studio. This the city for that. This Wakanda for real. You know what I mean? It's like, it's probably 30 Rolls Royce trucks riding around here. You know what I mean? For real. It's enough money out here for everybody. Of course, it's not like an angelic city. It's some hatred down here. But for the most part, people know how to get some money and get out the way.
What was your whole concept behind this album? Because, like, when I speak to people who've heard the album, I would say 8 or 9 out of 10 say it's like your best body of work.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
So what was the focus behind this album? Because it seems like you got records with like Ariana Grande on there that just like sound insane. That's nothing like a birthday song, like the birthday song. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, what was the focus behind that? What was like your whole idea? And
I want to be better than I want to be better today than I was yesterday, period, in everything that I do. So I wanted the music to actually be better. What's the use of, I don't believe in staying stagnant, the whole treadmill ideal of just like running in place. That's not really me. I believe in moving mountains with my mind. I have a very strong mindset. And this project with features like Ariana, all this was just God's work. It was organic. I can't take the credit for that. You know what I mean? She ripped the page out of something that I did. You know what I'm saying? First with an aesthetic, with a video aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? Like, although I didn't come up with the color pink, the trap house and the cars and all that was something that I came up with, was straight out of my juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? And then that put us in the same room, which developed a relationship, and the rest is basically history. We all gonna eat off my family. We gonna be good off me just knowing how to not be petty. You know what I'm saying? And not try to down nobody. I don't get points for down to nobody, a son, and So for me, it was just like with this whole album, and then you got to think a lot of people on these albums. I've done things for a lot of people. I'm like the feature king. You know what I mean? So it was really time to cash in and get some of those favors reciprocated for me, and this was just the album for that.
And speaking of features, like I noticed, like there's certain people I guess you've always worked with, even from the Player Circle days, like Wayne, and you forever. Always said like he's always like been 100 with you. Forever. I see him on the album. There's also people like I always look forward to, or always used to see you like you and a Ye collaboration all the time. Yeah. Is there any reason why he wasn't on this album?
No, he was on He was on something, but it just like the time, I think. You know, he's a perfectionist and everything, and he's working on Yandi at the same time. I'm on that project.
Gotcha.
And so it was no particular reason, it just didn't go that way. And it was another song that he was gonna get on, but it started being feature heavy, and I wanted to also carry this out myself. I knew like the features were in the right spot, and I wasn't trying to like force anything for the sake of for name's sake or nothing.
So tell me about your collab with Versace. How did that come about?
It came about, this guy, Soleil, he was working with him, coming up with a shoe idea, shoe concept. He connected some dots, and
boom. In there. Simple as that.
God is good.
It's pretty, I guess it's like right now as far as like everything that you're improving, because it seems like everything you kind of touched on to go. You know what I'm saying? As far as like from the CEO sweats, the CEO shirts, you know what I'm saying? From the Dab and Santa to the world's richest.
Those are like 3 or 4 years ago things.
I'm just saying, this is like, I think people still
iconic,
have their money.
Yeah, no, that's dope. That's dope.
That,
no, I'm not talking down on that. That's some legacy stuff to still be talking about things that, you know, with the Christmas sweaters this year and last year, actually Sprite licensed them from us so that you would see them in the LeBron commercial, the Sprite commercial, you would see our sweatshirts and that, because Sprite took care of us, you know?
Right.
So it's still working, you know what I mean? But I felt like dabbing and all of that was just played out of the culture. You know what I mean? Like Santa Claus is obviously a thing that people do. Ugly sweater parties is a thing that people do. And I just like, I cash in on what people like to do. I never gave a damn about haunted houses. But I just did a pink trap haunted house that I would tell you off the air what it did exceptionally well. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to think I'm on here bragging and boasting, but it did exceptionally well. So that's what I talk about trapping. Like, this is your trap, the radio station. You hear people come see you, you serve people, you got the information. This is your trap. Trap don't have to be like a negative connotation no more. You know what I mean? That whole thing, you know. So I try to make anything, boom, anything. I'm trying to sack it up,
weigh
it up,
sell it,
weigh it up and sell it, man.
Speaking of LeBron, I heard he A&R'd the project.
Yeah, LeBron A&R'd the project.
What made you be like, yo, and like LeBron of all people to A&R the project?
LeBron likes music, man. You know, not like he has all these connections to get features and producers to pull up, but the fact that he rewards the culture so much, it makes the culture feel so good every week when he in the back of the Maybach playing people's music. You know what I'm saying? He don't tell people when he do that. He might tag you, he might not. He might quote your verse, he might not. But he the biggest player in the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? On the biggest platform in the world.
And it seems fitting for the name of the album.
Yeah, and he has a more than an athlete campaign, which is similar to what I'm trying to get across. So it aligned up pretty well.
What was his response when you was like, yo, I want you to A&R my album?
It surprised me, man. You know what I learned? I learned that people can either say yes or no. That's straight up. I learned that it's a 50-50.
Right.
Yeah, I learned that like 7th grade.
Right.
Like 8th grade, because it was somebody I wanted to talk to in the 7th grade.
You think he got a future and this might be something he can do when he's in retirement?
I can't speak for LeBron. Like, see, this, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing LeBron interviews. I'm not doing that. You got, you know where I come from, Cash. You know what's up with me.
Right.
I'm you know, basically he knew that this wouldn't hurt him, obviously, if he attached himself to it. You know what I mean? He's heard some of these songs for a while. You know what I mean?
It's just interesting because, like you said, LeBron likes music so much. Like, it's interesting to see that, you know, him be a part of the project. Like, I wasn't thinking that, but it's
money. It's music, but it's not all the, you know. Tell them it's a lot of money in music, but it ain't a lot of money in music. You got to know how to go get some money now.
Right.
So
it's almost like it's a boat to get to.
I always tell people, like athletes, I'm finna do rap. Like, brother, look, don't quit your day job. You come over here now. It's some
different little struggles.
It just look good. We make it look good. The video, we have them, you know, ice in there. But listen, man, you know, all money ain't good money.
So what's next for the label? I noticed, and this might be just me looking too hard, looking at the track list, and I scroll down, I see Gang Bread LLC.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's an imprint. That's an imprint. I still have the Real University. That's what I'm building. You know, obviously skate is a priority for me. Right. He has been. He's been just, you know, growing. You know what I'm saying? He been growing. I'm growing with him. I'm down whatever he do, whatever move he make. I got World, rocking with World over from 4 Seasons. You know what I'm saying?
Hard.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? ATL. You know what I mean? He get down. I'm just building a roster of young, talented men that want to change their life, their family life, and know that music is the way to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I really can't tell a lot of younger people in the young generation how to move and what to do because I had to grow up. Like,
right.
I don't think it's fair when somebody adult try to tell a kid you shouldn't act like this because I used to act the same way, you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to tell people be conscious of the way they move and the consequences. You know what I mean? Even if you rock with me, I try to lead by example, you know what I mean? This is how you can be around for a long time, picking up a bag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Watch the big homie, watch these back ends, you know what I mean?
So how important is it to you to be able to teach like young people? Because I see you have a different passion. Like a lot of people out here, they sign the first thing they hear one record, they just sign them. But it seems like all the artists that you sign, you have always had a personal relationship with them and a personal love for them to teach them to grow. Because a lot of these labels ain't teaching us nothing. They're just you can sign a 360, give you a bullshit deal. You know what I'm saying? If you make your money back, you do. If you don't, we got rich. So how important is that for you to just
they
teach
don't have a developmental stage anymore as far as a label deal. You have to be ready though, even from an artist. Ain't nobody got time to be playing with you. Like, this stuff is expensive. It's expensive. So when you come in, you need to have your mind made up on what you want to be, how you want to kick it, how you want the people to see you. You know what I mean? You can't come in trying to figure it out. Like, people really don't have the time because there's so many people that want to do the same thing.
Right.
So like I said, I try to lead by example. I'm not like sitting there with a ruler and a pen trying to teach. I'm showing them the way.
Okay. And
studied your career from Duffel Bag Boy, 2007. You know what I mean? Like one of your biggest hits. Still, I feel like it's still one of your biggest hits.
Still performing, yeah.
So, I mean, from then to 2019 now where we're at, what one thing in this business, in this industry, would you change if you could change anything?
You see those movies. I'm afraid if I change one thing, it'll mess.
He mess
something else.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just gotta take. I think my biggest message is you just gotta live long enough, like to see it all play out. Like this life movie, this movie called Life or whatever. You gotta just see it like. And then like two things that can end the movie, obviously, or slow the movie down is obviously incarceration and death, right? Like if you can just like
curve those things
for as long as you can.
Right.
Anything could happen. I mean, like anything, fam. The lottery, anything. Somebody could drop a desk on your foot. You can sue, UPS. Right. It's just crazy. It's just crazy how it just takes one thing for your life to change. It don't take like, all right, 9 more things and it's gonna change, or like one more change. It's like one thing can change your life. You know what I mean? But it can't change your life if you're in a situation like being incarcerated. You can't move around. If you're in a graveyard, you definitely can't do nothing. You know what I mean? If you out here moving around, you can come up on something. You can, especially like, this is a message I want to get out too. If you see somebody talented that's next to you, figure out a way to nurture that. Stop trying to like compete with that. Stop trying to hold your nuts on that. Like, that's all you got to do. Like, learn how to cut hair. Learn how to, because look, everybody can't go. Right. Like, I'm just telling you, man, I don't care. Like, you can do the private jet jump. Let me tell you how that go. The private jet stuff is really not a tax write-off. So it's cool. It looks good on Instagram and all that. But like, when you ride from here to, where we going tomorrow? Charlotte. What it is? What that flight is tomorrow? How much it costs to go to tomorrow? PJ. Yeah. Like we paying like, it's probably like $25,000. You know what I'm saying? To go there, whatever. Roughly $25,000. Take the PJ. We don't own the PJ. That's capped. None of these folks own the PJ. You paying somebody $25. Boom. It's not a tax write-off. It's just like $25. I do that a couple more times. That's $100 band. You know what I'm saying? Boom. That's cool. You do it a couple more band, some little $400. I don't have a problem getting on Delta. But when you get on Delta, we fly with 7 people. You know what I'm saying? We fly with 7 people. First, whatever we do. When I do fly Delta or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's still, so that's a cool amount. But then if you go to talking about taking 12, 15 people, it might just not work out. But then you got to get hotel rooms, right? Boom. Then, like, check this out. You ain't working. You want to feed everybody. Like, the artists mess around and be broke trying to look out for the for the bros.
I tell you.
Right.
For the bros now. Then you start getting some money, and then, start getting some money. You don't want to waste yourself, right? Want to get your taxes straight, right? And then, people can't say you acting funny because they don't know, like, out of this money, you got to pay out it. So basically, if you see somebody talented, like you got to figure out a way to be a part of this situation without hurting it. So somebody can like, I need Jay Nix with me. Like as soon as you get on, like he gonna think who he need around him to function immediately.
Right.
And then everybody else kind of be left in the hood a little bit.
Right.
So you can add to the bag instead of keep chipping away at it.
Because this is what happens. Like I end up with Sud. I didn't know Sud before he was my DJ, but people around me knew I was gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? But Sud been my DJ how long?
All your career since I didn't see
ever since. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Boom. He want a DJ. He don't know he gonna DJ for me. I need one. And the chemistry, it doesn't work like that for everybody. Obviously, people go through different things, but like it worked out for me and him. You know what I'm saying? But somebody around me like had to know I'm gonna need one eventually.
Right.
I'm piped up out here. You know what I'm saying? And so that's all it is. You know, just finding the gig. It don't have to be DJing, but just find a way to nurture the talent. You know who really talented? We seen Michael Jackson as a baby. Like people knew.
Right.
They put a Jackson 10 around him and he still stood out. It's just like, don't play yourself. Don't play yourself.
Right. So I got one last question. You got another question? Starter Cam?
I was gonna ask him about that Expensify commercial at the Super Bowl, but you can go ahead and answer.
That was a bag.
I know.
So my last question is how important. I always tend to try to always use my my platform for the best, and I feel like right now we have a big issue with black fathers being alive, and I always see you constantly being in your family. Like how important is being a family man and taking care of your kids and being in their life? How important is that to you? And how can you tell some of these young cats out here to like take an opportunity to if you haven't been in your child's life, be in your kid's life, you know what I'm saying, and nurture them and see them be as big as they could be?
I just speak for myself, and I try to, like I say, lead by example. I'm cool with, obviously, the person I have kids with. I think maybe sometimes that may be the thing. Like if you sometimes people may have kids. I can't speak. If you have a kid through a passionate night of like, you know,
lust
out there, just and then you don't really know the person.
Passionate night of Hennessy.
You know, everybody tricking everybody, right? You got the dudes with the fake hairlines.
Right.
You got the girls with the fake lace front, whatever they got going on. Then you ain't seen the real the first night you seen, or the second night, or the third night y'all seen each other. Nobody seen the real person yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, a whole bald head person, but he got baby dreads. She a whole whatever she is. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all get it's just a bad thing. So, if it happens that way, I can't tell you how the baby gonna get treated. For mine, I knew mine before this happened. I was super excited.
Right.
And then especially like when I had the son, that was excitement for me. Now, although I can't be there all the time, I try to be there when I can. But that's just me, because, mine wasn't there the whole time. I didn't hold a grudge against my father, but whatever he was doing, that was whatever he did. I got over it. I don't have any emotional problems. I'm not depressed. I'm not going to kill myself. I don't think the world should end. Whatever the hell people are going through, I've been through worse. It doesn't bother me. I move on. You just move on, man. Have you some kids, treat them differently than they treated you. It's just easy. It's really easy.
Well, definitely, man. I thank you for even sitting down talking to us, man. You know what I'm saying? Rapper Go to the League out in stores right now. Go get that. Go stream that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely salute to you. And everything you do, I think like you definitely are a dope role model for the city and continue to strive to be the best you could be. Keep getting them bags, man. And I'm going to figure out how I can get in the game now. I've been knowing you long enough. I think.
I told you and you didn't listen. I told you and you didn't listen.
Would you
like me to tell the whole world what I told you?
Go ahead.
Okay. For a brief period of time, Jay Nix was a hook guy, a hook man. Basically, he didn't even try to do it, but he had like 2 successful songs up and running. I can't remember, but the time, up and running, where he was the voice on the hook. I told him to go on and basically have them ready for people. Go in there, just work on your hooks. You have this melody thing. You having a wave. You know what I'm saying? Go on and have them. People, anytime people get hot, they become the go-to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if he was trying to be whatever it was his business, but that was my little thing from the outside looking in. I'm saying, bro, this could be something for you. You know what I'm saying? This could be something, and it still could be. But at this particular time, he already had something going on, and he could have just really got in traffic. You know what I'm saying? Just really got busy, got in the way. You know what I'm saying? But he always been getting money, so I'm sure like
that radio, man.
That's what it was.
I
think you probably seen too. Like, man, this ain't no real money.
Yeah, he done been on both sides. It's funny for him. He been on both sides of the mic, so he I guess it would be funny. You know what I mean? And we saw other artists do it. if you passionate about anything, you can't run from it.
Definitely, man. I definitely appreciate you, man. And you right, you did tell me that, so I can vouch for that for everybody.
Like, boy, you gonna be the hook, man. Boy, keep it up. Boy, people gonna just be. He looked at me. I'm gonna be the man. Period.
That sound about right. That sound just like him, don't it?
Accurate.
That sound
On that note, the interview
The
is
man.
over.
Period.
I'm
Period.
2 Chainz, ladies and gentlemen.
Period.